Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to plunge into some complex material and pull out the insights you really need. Today we're doing something a bit different. It's a really focused deep dive, centered entirely on one specific source.
Yeah, a very intriguing one. It's an exclusive real estate listing from Jamaica's North Coast.
Exactly. And it seems to perfectly capture this blend of luxury living, but also serious, calculated investment potential. So our mission today is really to dissect this listing for Sevilla Retreat. It's in Cardiff Hall, Runaway Bay,
St. Ham.
pretty desirable area.
Right. And we're not just, browsing here. We want to extract the actionable intelligence for you. What's the strategic value? How does the place actually function?
The logistics of buying it, the transaction itself.
And crucially, the investment side. What are the hard financial angles for you if you're considering something like this?
And what's really interesting, right off the bat, is how it's described. Not just a big house.
No.
It calls it a purpose-built guest villa, that phrasing.
Ah.
It changes everything, doesn't it?
Okay, how so? Well, it means we're basically looking at a commercial operation, almost disguised as a residence. The design, the scale, it's all been pre-optimized for hospitality.
So we need to look past just the nice features.
Exactly. We need to focus on operational efficiency, how you might segment revenue, that kind of thing.
Got it. And the scale definitely backs that up. I mean, it's a substantial property.
Huge. It's listed as a villa, 7 bedrooms, 7 full bathrooms.
7 and 7. Wow. And it's an exclusive listing, which usually suggests, premium representation.
Right. And it sits on a pretty big plot of land, too, 0.631 acres.
Which is, let's see, nearly 27,500 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it mentions well-fruited gardens.
Yeah, that acreage alone signals something, maybe potential to expand or just a high degree of privacy.
Which is a big deal in the coastal rental market, right?
Yeah.
Privacy commands a premium.
Absolutely. And that 7x7 configuration on over half an acre, that implies serious volume capacity for income generation in St. Anne.
You mean like fitting more people in?
Yeah, you could handle multiple bookings at once or host those big family reunion type groups. It lets you really push for a higher potential daily rate.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty then. The structural details, the financial side. The listing has specific IDs.
Yep, property ID JM52422 and MLS number 94469. Pretty standard.
But then we hit this, potential snag. The price.
Ah, yes. The price context. This needs immediate attention, especially for an investment-focused audience.
So the main description seems clearly linked to a price of USD $850,000.
Which sounds about right for a property of this scale and location.
Well, there are other parts of the listing, maybe automated sections, that show a much lower figure, like just $850.
Exactly. Now look, it could just be a typo, a system glitch, maybe a badly formatted currency field. Happens all the time.
But you can't just assume that, can you?
Absolutely not. If you're the investor, that discrepancy is a massive red flag. It requires immediate independent verification. You have to confirm what the actual asking price is.
Okay, so for our discussion, let's sort of anchor on the $850,000 figure, as it seems the most plausible market rate for this kind of luxury setup.
Agreed. That figure sets the stage for a luxury market investment. And then the property's features and revenue potential need to justify that price tag.
Right, so let's talk architecture. You said it was purpose-built. How does that show up in the design?
Well, the whole layout seems centered on hospitality. The main house structure is physically built around the outdoor swimming pool.
Okay, so the pool is literally the centerpiece.
It seems so. And that's not just for looks. It's like architectural social engineering.
Yeah.
It forces the pool to be the central hub for relaxing, for socializing.
Minimizes wasted space, maybe, like long corridors.
Probably. And it just draws guests outside into that Caribbean lifestyle experience.
And what about the rooms themselves?
This reinforces that guest experience focus. The source says 4 of the 7 ensuite guest rooms open directly onto the pool terrace.
Ah, okay. So you walk straight into your room to the pool.
Exactly. Think about that from a vacation rental perspective. It gives guests immediate personal access to the main amenity without trekking through shared living rooms.
Kind of like a resort patio feel, but private to your room.
Precisely. It combines that accessibility with privacy. Very smart design for rentals.
And inside, what supports this operational focus you mentioned?
Well, yes, there's a generous living area, a fully equipped kitchen, but the key things are the support spaces.
Like what?
The listing mentions a dedicated pantry, utility rooms, and even a separate pool pump room.
Okay, why are those so important? Most houses have a utility area.
But these sound purpose-built for volume. Think about a high-turnover villa. You need serious storage the pantry. You need space for commercial-grade laundry cycles, probably the utility rooms.
And the pool pump room.
Having it dedicated and separate means maintenance can happen efficiently without disturbing guests. You're not routing pool guys through the main house constantly. It just streamlines the management.
It sounds like the builder was really thinking about minimizing the day-to-day headaches of running a rental property.
That's exactly what it suggests. Maximizing turnaround time between guests, minimizing friction.
The listing also mentions specific materials: decormastic roof and porcelain flooring. Do those choices tell us anything?
Oh, definitely. Especially in a tropical coastal environment like Jamaica. Let's break those down.
Okay, the roof first. Decormastic.
Yeah, that's a specific brand, basically stone-coated steel tile roofing. It's a really smart choice for the location.
Why?
Steel tiles are lightweight, which is good for structural load. They're incredibly durable. And crucially, they offer excellent resistance to wind uplift.
Ah, hurricanes.
Big concern, right? Plus, unlike some traditional heavy tiles, they don't retain excessive heat, which helps with energy efficiency, keeping the place cooler.
Makes sense. And the porcelain flaring,
Another excellent choice for the coast. Porcelain has very low porosity.
meaning it doesn't absorb moisture easily.
Exactly. It resists humidity, which is obviously high near the sea. It's super easy to clean and maintain. Think about sand and wet feet coming in from the pool or beach constantly.
Practically.
And it stays cooler underfoot than carpet or even some other tiles, which adds to guest comfort in the heat. These material choices signal lower long-term maintenance costs,
Lower capex, basically.
which is great for the financial model.
Precisely. It boosts the bottom line over time.
Okay, this is interesting. Now, you mentioned segmentation earlier. The listing talks about an outhouse structure. This sounds like where the investment potential really gets amplified.
Yes, this is potentially the investment multiplier. The 7 bedrooms aren't all in one block. They're split strategically across 2 structures.
The main house and this outhouse.
Right. And this outhouse is key to segmenting how you use the property or how you generate revenue.
So what's in it?
The ground floor has 2 staff quarters, each with its own bathroom.
Okay. Dedicated space for live-in staff, which is critical if you're running a high-end villa operation. You need a caretaker, housekeeping, maybe a cook, on-site or easily available. Housing them separately ensures privacy for everyone, guests and staff. Less operational friction.
And upstairs, that's the main event.
That's where the real financial flexibility comes in. It's described as a completely self-contained unit, an apartment. The listing specifically says it's ideal for family or rentals.
Okay, so that separate apartment plus the main villa, that opens up options.
3 clear operational modes, really.
Let's walk through them.
Okay, option 1, run the main villa, which would be 5 bedrooms then, right? As your primary high-rate short-term rental for large groups.
Right.
And simultaneously, that upstairs apartment can be, say, rented out on a long-term contract. That gives you stable, predictable monthly income alongside the variable short-term income.
Okay, so 2 income streams. What else?
Option 2 for the apartment. The owner could live in it themselves while renting out the main 5-bedroom villa. So you're on-site, maybe managing things, but the core asset is still earning.
Owner-occupier model,
Okay.
essentially.
Yeah. Or option 3. Maybe you rent the apartment out short-term too, but perhaps to a different market segment, like a couple, while a large family has the main house. Or it's overflow if you get a really huge group.
So it really hedges your bets. If the main villa has a gap between bookings,
The apartment can still be earning if you're living there.
the main villa is still earning. It provides this geometric flexibility in revenue.
That's a good way to put it. It makes the whole thing a more defensible investment, less reliant on one single type of booking.
Okay, rounding out the property itself, the outside. We mentioned the 0.631 acres.
Almost 2/3 of an acre, dedicated to well-fruited gardens. That sounds lovely, very tropical, enhances the guest experience. It's not just bare land.
And security. Always a concern, especially for luxury rentals.
Addressed directly. The listing says fully walled. That's a non-negotiable feature for many high-end renters and owners. Adds privacy, adds peace of mind, big value point.
Then you have the basic but essential amenities listed. Beach access, garden area, laundry, ceiling fans.
All crucial for a comfortable stay and smooth operation. The beach access in particular, if that's deeded or guaranteed private access, that's a huge long-term asset. Public access can change, but private access holds its value.
Definitely. Okay, so we've got a good picture of the property itself. Let's zoom out now. Section 3, location, location, location. Runaway Bay, St. Anne.
Yes, the macro environment. This really sets the ceiling for your rental rates and your potential appreciation.
The specifics are Cardiff Hall Beach Road, Runaway Bay, St. Anne, and the listing mentions specific site influences.
Right. It says hillside, private setting, and view ocean.
Okay, so hillside, not directly on the beach maybe, but elevated.
Probably. Being hillside often means better views, hence the view ocean, even if it's a bit distanced. It can also mean better breezes, potentially more security than being right on the sand, and definitely contributes to that private setting feel.
And Runaway Bay itself. The description talks about its evolution.
Yeah, this is fascinating context. It apparently went from a quiet fishing village to a hub for boutique resorts and luxury homes.
That trajectory. It screams significant historical appreciation already, right? Driven by tourism and development.
Absolutely. And that evolution has created a specific brand or identity for the area. The listing describes the vibe as relaxed yet upscale.
So not party central, but high-end.
Seems like it. When you shift from fishing to luxury boutique, the economic drivers become high net worth tourism and second home buyers. You're buying into a destination known for, as they say, turquoise waters and white sand beaches.
Okay, but pretty beaches aren't enough for a rental property to succeed. What about practicality? Access.
Crucial, especially for international guests. The listing makes a point of mentioning excellent road access.
How does that translate into value?
For renters flying in, it means easier, shorter transfers from the airport's Montego Bay primarily, maybe Kingston, depending on the flight. Less travel hassle equals happier guests right from the start. Good first impression.
And proximity to Ocho Rios, too, I imagine, for excursions and dining?
Yes, connectivity to those hubs is key. And the listing notes another major plus for the upscale market. It's adjacent to the historic Runaway Bay golf course.
Ah, okay. So that adds a layer of prestige and a built-in recreational draw.
Definitely appeals to a certain, often affluent demographic.
The listing also mentions demographic suitability, family-oriented and seniors-oriented. That seems broad.
It does, but it's actually quite significant for the investment case.
How so? Doesn't mean you have to market to two totally different groups.
You might tailor your marketing, yes, but the important implication is market stability. It suggests the area isn't solely dependent on, say, young spring breakers during peak season.
Ah, okay. The seniors-oriented suggests demand outside the main holidays.
Potentially, yes. Maybe longer-term stays during the shoulder seasons or even off-season. Seniors often look for quieter periods and value convenience factors like shopping nearby and the central location, which are also mentioned.
So that helps smooth out the occupancy curve across the year, makes the income less seasonal.
Exactly. It makes the financial modeling potentially more reliable, less boom and bust.
That's a perfect lead into our next section then. Let's really drill down on the investment potential, connecting the property features and the location.
Right. The core proposition, as the source puts it, is this blend of lifestyle charm with investment potential.
And the key to making that work financially seems to be achieving that rare balance of seclusion and convenience.
That's the magic formula, isn't it? Feeling private and tucked away, but still being minutes from the golf course, the beach, shops, good roads.
That dual quality is what lets you charge premium nightly rates in the luxury villa market.
And attract a wider range of high-value guests, boosting your potential occupancy rate.
And as we discussed, the property's internal design, especially that outhouse, gives the owner maximum flexibility to actually capture that potential.
Let's reiterate those three primary models identified in the source. They're really fundamental for anyone considering this.
Okay, Model 1, pure luxury residence. You buy it to live in it. The prestige of Cardiff Hall, the privacy, the sheer size it's ready-made for a wealthy individual or family seeking a primary or secondary home in the Caribbean.
Straightforward enough. Model 2, the boutique guest home. This leans into that purpose-built design we talked about.
Using the pool-centric layout, the ensuite rooms opening onto the terrace, the support facilities.
Right, you run it like a small, exclusive hotel or guest house. Maximize those short-term daily rates by offering a managed, high-end, intimate experience.
And Model 3, the most complex financially, the income-generating villa.
This is where you really leverage that separate outhouse structure. Run the main villa for short-term rentals, maybe groups.
And then use the self-contained apartment differently. like for long-term rental income.
Exactly. Or the owner lives in the apartment while the main house earns. Or rent both short-term but maybe to different types of guests. It's about creating multiple, potentially non-correlated income streams from the one asset.
Revenue segmentation, as you called it.
That's the term. And that flexibility is a huge driver of long-term value and makes the investment more robust. Plus, don't forget the security aspect being fully walled.
Right, that minimizes operational risks. Fewer worries about break-ins.
Lower insurance premiums, potentially fewer management headaches. All of that contributes to a more stable, high-yield potential, especially given it's in what the listing calls one of Jamaica's most sought-after coastal enclaves.
Now, for someone crunching the numbers on this, treating it purely as an investment, the listing site actually offers some tools.
Yes, this is where you move from sounds nice to does it make financial sense? The mention of a rental yield calculator and a rent versus buy calculator is really helpful.
Let's unpack the rental yield calculator. How would you use that for Sevilla Retreat, assuming the $850,000 price is correct?
Okay, first you need realistic revenue projections. That's the hard part. You'd need to research comparable villa rental rates in Cardiff Hall, Runaway Bay.
For different seasons, right? Peak, shoulder, off-peak.
Definitely. And you need to estimate occupancy rates. Maybe start conservatively, say 50–60% annually, which might be typical for a well-managed premium villa, and then stress test higher and lower figures. You'd model income from the main villa A&D of the apartment separately if using that segmented model.
In the seniors market, potentially boosting shoulder season rates.
Factor that in, yes.
Okay.
It might mean less of a drop-off outside the main holidays.
Then the cost side. A 7-bedroom, 7-bath property with a pool, that's got to have significant running costs.
Huge. Your input for operating expenses, OpEx, needs to be thorough. Utilities, water, electricity for AC and pool pumps, pool maintenance contracts, landscaping, gardening, insurance likely high for coastal property.
Property taxes, management fees if you're not doing it yourself.
And critically, staff salaries. Those two staff quarters imply live-in staff, which is a major ongoing expense.
Plus setting aside money for repairs and replacements, capital expenditures, CapEx.
Yes.
Even with durable materials like the Decoramastic roof and porcelain floors, things eventually need work.
Absolutely. You need a CapEx reserve. So you plug in your best estimates for all that revenue, minus all those costs.
And compare the resulting net operating income to the $850,000 purchase price. That gives you your rental yield or cap rate.
Exactly. And then you compare that yield to what you could get from other investments with similar risk profiles. Does it justify the price and the effort?
And the rent versus buy calculator, who uses that?
That's more for the potential owner-occupier. Maybe someone planning to live there part-time and rent it out the rest of the year.
How does it help them?
It helps calculate the net cost of ownership. You factor in mortgage payments, taxes, insurance, upkeep. But then you subtract the potential rental income you could earn when you're not using it.
And compare that net cost to what it would cost to just rent a similar luxury property in the area long term.
Precisely. It helps you quantify the financial trade-offs of owning versus renting. Considering the income potential, it determines the true annual cost, if you will, of having that luxury Caribbean lifestyle base.
So really useful tools for proper due diligence.
Essential tools. They provide the framework. The quality of the inputs is still up to the investor's research, though.
Okay, let's shift gears to the practical side of actually doing a deal like this. Section 5. Listing logistics and transparency. What do international buyers need to know?
Well, transparency starts with knowing who you're dealing with. The listing is clear on the agent.
Dean Jones, Realtor-Associate, with a license number S4487, affiliated with Coldwell Banker Jamaica Realty, also licensed.
Having those license numbers provides a basic level of accountability. You know they're registered professionals.
And they provide contact info, a phone number, 876-418-2524. And they even mention WhatsApp availability.
Which is great for international communication, easy, low cost.
Yeah.
And they explicitly offer tours either in person or via video chat.
That video chat option is key for overseas buyers, right? Lets you get a first look without hopping on a plane immediately.
Definitely lowers the initial barrier. But then we need to talk about the platform's own transparency, or rather, its warnings.
Ah, yes, the disclaimers. The listing shows it was updated recently, October 3, 2025, so it seems current.
But the crucial part is the legal disclaimer from the platform itself, Jamaica Homes.
What does it say?
Essentially, it puts all the responsibility for verifying everything squarely on the user, meaning the potential buyer or their agent. They explicitly state they don't guarantee the completeness, accuracy, or legal standing of the information provided by the listing agent.
So buyer beware in big flashing lights.
Absolutely. That disclaimer is your cue. Assume nothing. Verify everything independently.
Like the exact acreage. Is it really 0.631 acres?
Get a surveyor. Verify the legal title and ownership. Is it clear? Are there any liens?
Hire a local attorney specializing in Jamaican real estate law.
Definitely. Verify the asking price. Is it $850K or $850? Verify the condition of those materials mentioned. Get inspections.
And crucially, verify that beach access. Is it a legal right-of-way attached to the property deed, or just informal access that could disappear?
That needs to be confirmed legally, because guaranteed transferable beach access is a massive value component. If it's not legally secure, the property's value could be significantly impacted.
So our role here in the deep dive is just presenting the information from the source.
We're analyzing the data presented in the listing. We are not endorsing it, guaranteeing it, or saying it's legally sound. That verification step is non-negotiable for the buyer.
Got it. The platform also mentions broader resources, doesn't it?
Yeah, things like information for returning residents, guides on architecture, investment climate, even heritage. It shows this listing exists within a larger ecosystem aimed at attracting investment and people to Jamaica.
Provides useful context for someone considering a move or a major investment there.
For sure, helps understand the broader environment.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. The 7-bedroom structure designed for revenue, the strategic Cardiff Hall location, the investment models, the crucial need for due diligence. Let's try and wrap this up.
I think the standout feature of Sevilla Retreat based on this listing is its sophistication as an asset. It's not just a house. It's presented as a flexible, potentially high-performing machine.
Yeah, a substantial 7x7 villa, explicitly purpose-built for hospitality in a prime location.
With that critical flexibility baked in, you've got those clear paths.
Yeah.
Luxury home, boutique guest operation, or that multi-stream income generator using the outhouse apartment.
And the location in Runaway, being upscale and well-connected, seems to support all those models. The practical features, staff quarters, walled security, they just make it easier to execute whichever model you choose.
It seems designed to minimize risk while offering multiple ways to generate return.
Okay, time for our final provocative thought, something for you, the listener, to chew on after we finish.
We talked quite a bit about Runaway Bay's history, how it transformed from a fishing village into this upscale hub. That was significant growth.
Right, so the question is, given that history of dramatic upscaling along that coast, and knowing that properties like this large acreage, key features like potential private beach access, proximity to infrastructure like the golf course, are relatively scarce.
What does that imply for the future value of an established asset like Sevilla Retreat? Has the big growth already happened? Are we hitting a plateau? Or is this location still on an upward trajectory within the luxury market?
You need to think about the forces that drove that past growth tourism demand, foreign investment, infrastructure improvements. Are those forces still active? Are they likely to keep pushing coastal property values up in the same hand?
Because this property, with its structure and location, seems engineered to benefit if that growth continues.
The combination of its physical utility, that efficient 7x7 design, and the potential rarity of its location and features, it creates a potentially strong defense against market fluctuations.
That balance might be the key to its long-term value proposition.
A really fascinating deep dive into what makes this particular Jamaican property tick, both as a lifestyle choice and an investment vehicle. Hopefully you feel well informed and ready to start asking the right questions if something like this is on your radar.